It's been quite a while now since we've heard talk about a sale of Manchester United and the long-awaited exit of the Glazer family, but so far nothing really has happened, and whatever has happened has not been greeted well by a majority of United fans. In fact, the first round of bidding did not actually result in suitable bids coming in, so went to a second round of bidding, and now it turns out that in the second round of bidding, there is now a proposal from one of the bidders, and that being, of course, Jim Ratcliffe, who owns the petrochemicals company Ineos, to actually keep the Glazers on board. Now, to understand why that's such a problem for Manchester United fans, they have wanted a full exit of the Glazer family. They don't want a partial exit or the Glazers to be holding minority stakes. The fans want the Glazers out, and when they say out, they mean fully out. No more leveraged debt, no more, let's say, maturity payments that the owners would be taking. None of that. They want the Glazers gone. So, for Jim Ratcliffe to actually propose, reportedly, a new sort of arrangement which would see him buy about 60% of the club stakes and also ensure that the two main Glazer brothers, that are Avram and Joel, would keep a minority stake, has not gone down well with a lot of the fans, to put it politely, and many of them have taken to social media to vent out their ire. One of the more prominent voices to do that was Mark Goldbridge, who's of course a well-renowned figure for Manchester United fans on social media, said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, proposing to allow the Glazers to stay. If that's true, it's a disgrace. And that's just one of the more politer reactions that came in. Another user said they're trying to offer a way for the Glazers to stay in because Ineos cannot afford to buy the whole club. Any deal to keep the Glazers as stakeholders is a bad deal. Now, that is in fact the general sentiment, because another user said, why announce now you would keep the Glazers? Knowing fans will turn against you, nothing about this makes any sense for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He knows how toxic it will be. I still think Al Thani will be the new owner. They won't get this offer again. Al Thani, of course, does refer to the Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, who's of course the Qatar investment banker, who's the other party interested in buying Manchester United. Another user said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has effectively just lost any little last remaining support he still had. He's supposed to be a United fan. He should know we won't stop until all Glazers are removed from our shareholders list. Anyone who keeps the Glazers here is an enemy of the club. Simple. Yet another user said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe can't afford to buy our club, so he's proposing to keep the Glazers and co-own the club with them, including some rather interesting choice words of comparing him to a certain animal. Won't be touching that, but either which way. Another user said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe offering the Glazers a deal that keeps them at the club and not clearing the debt, that is an insult to Manchester United fans that have given almost 20 years of sweat and blood fighting to get the Glazers out. He's already an enemy and we don't want him. Another reaction, and probably this is probably one of the more interesting ones that sums up just how the mood is among a lot of fans, was this one saying that the only way Sheikh Jassim gets the club is if he bids £6 billion to get the Glazers out. It's time for him to put his money where his mouth is. And that is the key thing. At this point, a lot of the talk that we've heard about the sale of Manchester United, or whether that be newer investment coming in, selling minority stakes, whatever it may be, all of it has been just talk. And yes, there have of course been bids proposed, but the Glazers have made it very clear that they want a certain figure, and then and only then will they exit the club. Understandably, for fans who have grown tired of the Glazer ownership, you would understand why it is that they are so keen that, in fact, whether it be Sheikh Jassim or whether it be Sir Jim Ratcliffe, whoever it may be, puts their money up front and says that, look, here's the sum, you guys can leave, we'll take things from here, thank you very much for your service. Of course, it's not that simple, especially when it comes to businessmen like Jim Ratcliffe, who in fact himself has known that, you can't just be throwing money around, although in the case of Sheikh Jassim, probably could very well be doing that, but maybe they're choosing not to, we don't really know. The fact is, Manchester United's sale seems nowhere closer to when it was when the announcement was first made, and that is why Manchester United fans are actually feeling pretty riled up right now, and understandably so. Do you think there'll be any resolution to this entire issue soon, or are the Glazers going to in fact reluctantly stay on as owners? You can let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and don't forget to download the AajTak app as well. Plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now, from my side, goodbye.